Good morning. This is KELOLAND On The Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. The search for the suspect in a child sex crime investigation has ended with an arrest. Police in Aberdeen say 31-year-old Ciara Ochatarena has been taken into custody. She's wanted for rape, sexual exploitation of a minor, and disseminating material harmful to minors. Court documents say the alleged crimes happened between June and mid-August, involving children 13 and 14 years old. Be aware of some new street and lane closures as you head back to work and school this week in Sioux Falls. Starting on Monday, the outside westbound lane on East 57th Street will be closed west of Southeastern Avenue. Xcel Energy will be working on a power pole until Wednesday. Also Monday, the outside eastbound lane on East 26th Street will be closed east of Marday Avenue so Xcel crews can work on a power line. They should be finished by the end of the day. And beginning on Tuesday, West 18th Street will be closed between Dakota and Center Avenues for work being done at Touchmark at All Saints. The project should last about a week. You'll need to slow down driving near these construction areas and consider taking an alternate route. The saga of two American astronauts who will have to wait until February to return to Earth from the International Space Station speaks to the unforeseen setbacks that can come with space travel. South Dakota native Chuck Gaymar took part in 3 space shuttle flights in the 1990s. He says the uncertainty that accompanies each mission is on the minds of every astronaut prior to liftoff.
I always say the hardest part of spaceflight is always the night before. When you're sitting in your room and you honestly have no idea what the outcome of that flight's going to be. And so, you know, you can't help but process that, think about that, and that's going to have an impact. But when you wake up in the morning, that next morning, you're absolutely ready to fly this flight.
Gaymar retired from NASA in 1998 and had been working as a test pilot and engineer in Wichita, Kansas before moving to Sioux Falls last month. Meanwhile, the Boeing Starliner capsule that brought the 2 stuck astronauts to the space station landed in New Mexico Friday night. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. It is a quiet start to the day once again across the region, but not as chilly as what we had yesterday morning, and it's by a pretty good margin, too. We'll start with a view from our camera downtown, 56 with a southerly breeze at 6 miles per hour. And we're also doing pretty well for ourselves out west as we head on over to Rapid City with a beautiful sunrise on our hands out in Pennington County, 53 with a southwest wind nice and light at 3 miles per hour. We are sitting in the 50s just about everywhere outside of Custer and Aberdeen at 49 apiece, 50 Brookings, 53 for Pierre, 57 Mobridge, 52 in Phillip, Yankton, and Spencer as we jump over to Iowa, and 62 though leading the way in terms of warmth up along the Prairie Coteau in Sisseton. And we are milder now compared to the same point yesterday by a wide margin along the prairie up there in northeastern South Dakota. Everywhere else, some modest gains all the same, but that warming trend is going to be what carries into much of the week. Not much of a breeze today. The wind picks up, though, by Monday. Rain chances, though, are going to take a while to come around. We'll talk about that. We'll go through the rest of your warmer 7-day forecast coming up.
All right. Thank you very much, Adam. The March into the Light event to celebrate addiction recovery had a strong turnout Saturday in Sioux Falls. This annual event is sponsored by Face It Together, a nonprofit that provides peer coaching to those impacted by addiction. The March into the Light began at Startup Sioux Falls and took walkers through Falls Park. Players with the Sioux Falls Little League team are reflecting upon their trip to Williamsport, Pennsylvania to compete in the Little League World Series. Even though the team was eliminated early on in the World Series, they've come home in South Dakota as winners in many ways, showcasing their scrappy and resilient style of play to the rest of the world. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we'll hear from some of the players and about the friendships they forged on the diamond and off. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. The American Revolution Experience is an interactive multimedia exhibit about the U.S. War for Independence. It's taking place at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance Museum from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday's hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Admission is free. The Homesteader Day celebration at Beaver Creek Nature Area, southeast of Brandon, provides visitors with a taste of pioneer life. The historical Samuelson Cabin will be open for visitors. There will also be farming demonstrations, a blacksmith, Dutch oven cooking, rope making, candle dipping, and music from 1 to 4 p.m. Admission is free. Dalrymple Village in Sioux Falls is hosting a Grandparents' Day festival. Enjoy activities for all ages, including crafts, games, food, live music, and prizes from 1:30 to 4:30. Learn how to line dance at the Renner American Legion. Lessons go from 6 to 9:30 p.m. The cost is $8. East Coast swing lessons are $10. All ages are welcome, with or without a partner. And it's the opening weekend of NFL football on KELOLAND TV. CBS Sports coverage begins at 11 a.m. Central Time with the NFL Today. That's followed by New England at Cincinnati at noon. Adam?
It is a very quiet morning across KELOLAND with satellite and radar indeed working, but we do have to go several hundred miles out of the way to really find anything worth noting. And even then, it isn't anything overly substantial. It's a couple of showers south of Thunder Bay and a couple of isolated thunderstorms crossing the border from Nebraska into northern portions of Kansas. That is really just about it, as we do technically, yes, have an upper level trough axis nearby, but it's basically there for show. That being said, though, it is going to attempt to bring in a small opportunity for some isolated showers out in western and maybe even central portions of KELOLAND Monday evening into Monday night. But if you're East River in general, you're going to be staying pretty quiet over the next several days, though we do try and bring in one opportunity for rain later in the week. It's not a slam dunk, but it's the only decent shot that we have coming around anytime soon. It has nothing to do, unfortunately, with that frontal boundary that comes around a Monday night into Tuesday. Rather, it's going to be an impulse of energy that makes itself known out toward Wyoming and Montana as we go later into the week. A couple of isolated showers Wednesday night out west again, but then there's Thursday night into Friday. Then Friday into Saturday, we'll get that chance for some showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two in place as well as we go into Saturday. As I mentioned, is this a guarantee? No. The long-term outlooks have been flip-flopping on whether this holds together, if this is more a West River opportunity, this latest run trying to favor East River rain this time around. So a lot of variables here. Just know that there's at least the potential to actually get something to talk about in terms of moisture. After that, though, yeah, we have to play the waiting game again. So we just have to cross our fingers and hope that this does hold. Today, though, a whole lot of nothing going on. Enjoy it if you can, but please be mindful with any outdoor heat sources, as we do have an elevated fire weather concern in place, especially West River. 80s to the east, 80s and low 90s out to the west, with overnight low temperatures tonight falling into the 50s once more East River, either side of 60 if you are farther to the west. The rest of your 7-day forecast overall, not bad, especially for outdoor activities. And for a reminder that, yes, it is still very much summer. We'll be in the upper 80s and flirting with the 90-degree mark on multiple occasions during the work and school week. There's that chance for some isolated showers on Saturday that is subject to change. Same rules apply for Aberdeen with that rain opportunity next Saturday, but also same rules apply for the heat this work and school week with upper 80s in place. 83, though, today with a good amount of sunshine. In Pierre, 86 for your afternoon with 90s Monday through Friday. A couple of isolated showers also possible Wednesday and Friday. We'll mention Monday night as well as just a verbal mention, but again, far from a guarantee. And last but not least, we head out to Rapid City today. Pretty quiet in 88, mid-90s Monday through at least Thursday. But then we kick back into the mid-80s Friday and Saturday. Friday also holds that chance for some isolated showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.